2 minutes left. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this urgently. Don't tell anyone. It's only for you. They're setting up a meeting to discuss your removal of. Open immediately. My beloved child. I come to you in this quiet moment, not with fear, not with force, but with truth wrapped in love. You felt the pull to read these words for a reason. Something inside you paused the noise of the world, even if just for a second, and leaned closer. That pause was not random. It was protection. It was guidance. It was timing aligning in your favor. My beloved child, you have been standing at the edge of something important without fully realizing it. You sensed a shift in the air, a heaviness mixed with anticipation. You felt watched, not in a threatening way, but in a way that made you feel seen. That is because your life has entered a moment of decision, and heaven does not ignore such moments. It responds with clarity, not chaos. You have been misunderstood for a long time. People around you have spoken about you without knowing your heart. They have assumed your silence meant weakness, your patience meant surrender, and your kindness meant permission. You noticed the subtle changes, the whispers, the sudden distance, the unexplained resistance. You wondered why doors felt harder to open even when you were doing everything right. My beloved child, there have indeed been conversations about you, but not all of them were meant to harm you. Some discussions were formed from fear, not from truth. Others were born from jealousy, not from wisdom. And yes, there were moments when certain people questioned your place, your role, your future. But listen carefully, no decision made in darkness can erase what is protected by light. My beloved child, when you felt that inner warning, that gentle urgency, it was not meant to scare you. It was meant to wake you. Not to run, not to panic, but to become aware. Awareness is power when guided by love. You are not being removed from your destiny. You are being repositioned within it. I want you to breathe right now. Slowly. Let the tightness in your chest soften. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to rush to defend your name. The truth has a way of standing on its own when the time is right. And the time is drawing closer. My beloved child, you have survived seasons that should have broken you. You carried responsibilities you never asked for. You healed quietly while still showing up for others. Heaven noticed every silent tear, every unspoken prayer, every night you asked, why is this happening to me when I'm trying my best? Those questions did not go unanswered. They were stored, like seeds, waiting for the right moment to rise. There are forces that respect your strength more than they admit. That respect sometimes disguises itself as resistance. When people cannot control your spirit, they try to control the narrative about you. But narratives collapse when truth walks in. And truth is already on its way. My beloved child, do not fear meetings you are not invited to. Do not fear words spoken behind closed doors. No door can close what was assigned to you before you were even aware of it. The authority over your life does not belong to human opinion. It belongs to divine alignment. You may feel like time is pressing, like something needs your attention immediately. That feeling is not about urgency, it is about presence. You are being asked to stay awake in spirit, not anxious in mind. Stay grounded. Stay observant. Stay kind, but not blind. My beloved child, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be to witness a shift that will soon make sense of everything you endured. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, it is meant to shape clarity within you. There will be moments ahead where you will be tempted to doubt yourself. When that happens, remember this: doubt is loud when transformation is near. Resistance increases right before release. The noise you hear is not a sign of failure, it is evidence of movement. My beloved child, you were never meant to fit into spaces that shrink your spirit. Some environments are being shaken because you have outgrown them. Some connections are loosening because they can no longer access the version of you they once knew. This is not loss. This is alignment. You may soon notice people treating you differently, some kinder, some colder. Let both reactions pass without attachment. Kindness may come from realization. Coldness may come from regret. Neither should control your peace. My beloved child, keep your heart clean. Not innocent, but clean. Do not carry bitterness. Do not replay imagined battles. Do not prepare speeches for rooms you may never enter. Your silence, when guided by wisdom, speaks louder than defense ever could. You are protected in ways you cannot yet see. Paths are being redirected. Delays are becoming shields. What felt like rejection was actually redirection wearing a heavy disguise. My beloved child, trust the stillness more than the noise. Trust the inner calm that appears even when circumstances feel uncertain. That calm is not denial, it is confirmation. In the next part, I will reveal why this moment had to feel intense, why timing matters now, and how what was meant to unsettle you will instead establish you more firmly than ever before. For now, remain here. Breathe. Stay open. You are not alone, and this story has only just begun. My beloved child. Now that you have stayed, now that you did not turn away from this quiet unfolding, I want you to understand something deeper. The intensity you felt was never about danger, it was about significance. Important moments often arrive without loud announcements. They arrive as a pull in the chest, a sudden stillness, a feeling that says, "Pay attention now." That feeling found you because your spirit was ready to receive what your mind could not yet explain. My beloved child, there are times when plans are discussed, when intentions are formed, when outcomes are assumed, yet none of those things are final. Humans speak as if words alone carry authority, but authority flows from alignment, not discussion. What is aligned with truth cannot be removed by opinion. What is anchored in purpose cannot be dismissed by fear. You have been sensing that people underestimated you. They thought they understood your limits. They thought they knew how far you could go, how much you could endure, how long you would remain silent. What they did not understand is that your silence was never emptiness. It was preparation. It was restraint guided by wisdom. My beloved child, when others thought you were unaware, you were actually observing. When they assumed you were weak, you were strengthening quietly. When they believed you had no support, you were being covered by forces beyond their understanding. This is why confusion now surrounds them. They expected reactions that never came. They expected collapse, but instead they encountered calm. Calm is unsettling to those who rely on chaos to maintain control. You may wonder why you were not warned earlier, why clarity seemed delayed. Understand this: if you had known too soon, fear would have entered before faith could settle. Timing protected your peace. Timing preserved your clarity. You were allowed to grow into the strength required to hear this without breaking. My beloved child, there is a reason you were told not to speak prematurely, not to explain yourself, not to announce your next move. Power reveals itself naturally. It does not need advertisement. Silence, when guided by truth, becomes strategy. Some people around you are now questioning their own actions. Others are doubling down on assumptions. Let them. You are not responsible for managing their discomfort. You are responsible only for remaining aligned with who you truly are. My beloved child, you were never meant to be removed, you were meant to be recognized. And recognition does not always arrive as applause. Sometimes it arrives as scrutiny. Sometimes it arrives as resistance. Sometimes it arrives as sudden attention that feels uncomfortable. But all of it points to the same truth: you matter more than you realize. Do not rush to fix what is not broken. Do not rush to defend what is already protected. There are movements happening that do not require your interference. Interference would only delay what is unfolding in your favor. My beloved child, you are stepping into a phase where discernment matters more than effort. Not every battle deserves your energy. Not every conversation deserves your truth. Choose where you invest your voice. Silence does not mean submission. Silence can be sovereignty. You may feel moments of loneliness even while surrounded by people. That is not abandonment. That is elevation. Higher perspectives often require temporary distance. Not everyone can walk with you where you are going, and that is not a punishment, it is alignment. My beloved child, the fear you once felt about being overlooked is dissolving. In its place is something quieter but stronger: certainty. Certainty does not shout. It rests. It observes. It waits without anxiety. You are learning this now. There will be a moment soon when information surfaces, when clarity replaces speculation. You do not need to chase that moment. It will find you. And when it does, you will realize why patience was required, why restraint was necessary, why your heart needed to stay soft through uncertainty. My beloved child, you are not defined by how others speak about you when you are not present. You are defined by how you remain true when tested. Character is revealed under pressure, and yours has been quietly shining. Do not let urgency turn into panic. Urgency is simply a call to awareness, not a demand for fear-based action. Stay present. Stay grounded. Let your responses come from peace, not from pressure. You may notice sudden shifts, people reaching out unexpectedly, attitudes changing without explanation, opportunities appearing where doors once seemed closed. These are signs, not coincidences. Do not question them. Receive them with humility and gratitude. My beloved child, everything that tried to unsettle you is now being used to establish you. Every whispered doubt is being replaced with quiet confirmation. Every attempt to diminish you is becoming evidence of your growth. In the final part, I will speak to what comes next, not as a warning, not as a test, but as an unfolding. You will understand how to move forward without fear, without haste, and without losing the gentleness that makes you who you are. Remain here. Trust this pace. You are being guided step by step. My beloved child. Now we arrive at the place where everything begins to settle, not because questions disappear, but because understanding rises. What comes next is not a sudden explosion or a dramatic confrontation. What comes next is quieter, steadier, and far more powerful than anything loud could ever be. You are stepping into a season where you no longer need to seek permission to exist as you are. The need to explain yourself is fading. The urge to prove your worth is loosening its grip. This is not because everyone suddenly understands you, but because you finally understand yourself. And self-understanding changes everything. My beloved child, there was a time when uncertainty ruled your thoughts. You replayed conversations. You imagined outcomes. You prepared for rejection before it even arrived. But notice how different you feel now. The fear has not completely vanished, but it no longer controls you. That is growth. That is maturity. That is spiritual grounding. What was meant to disturb your peace has instead strengthened your discernment. You are learning to listen without absorbing, to observe without reacting, to remain kind without becoming vulnerable to harm. This balance is rare, and that is why it took time to develop within you. My beloved child, the future you are walking toward will require exactly this version of you, not the anxious one, not the defensive one, but the calm, aware, steady soul you are becoming. Nothing was wasted. Not the confusion. Not the waiting. Not the moments you thought you were standing still. All of it was shaping you. You may soon realize that certain fears you carried were never truly yours. They were placed on you by expectation, by comparison, by environments that did not know how to nurture your nature. As you step away from those fears, you may feel lighter, even unfamiliar to yourself. Do not resist that feeling. That lightness is your true state returning. My beloved child, there is no secret plan working against you that can overpower what is aligned for you. Anything that collapses now was unstable to begin with. Anything that leaves now was never meant to stay. Anything that remains will be stronger, truer, and more aligned than before. You are learning not to chase clarity, but to allow it. Not to demand answers, but to recognize them when they arrive. This is wisdom. This is patience refined by experience. My beloved child, you do not need to announce your transformation. Others will feel it. They will notice the way you speak less but say more. The way you react slower but respond wiser. The way your presence feels grounded instead of restless. This is how true authority reveals itself, without force. There will be moments when the past tries to pull you back, when old doubts whisper familiar lies. When that happens, remember how far you have already come. Remember the version of you that would have panicked, that would have begged for reassurance, that would have feared being misunderstood. That version no longer leads your life. My beloved child, you are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to be true. Truth does not always attract applause, but it always attracts alignment. The right people, the right opportunities, the right spaces will find you naturally when you stop shrinking yourself to fit into the wrong ones. Trust the pace of your unfolding. Not everything needs to happen at once. Not every answer needs to arrive today. Some clarity arrives gently, layer by layer, because that is the only way it can last. My beloved child, your heart remains soft, and that is not a weakness. Softness guided by discernment becomes strength. Compassion guided by boundaries becomes wisdom. You are learning both, and that balance will serve you well. As you move forward, choose peace over performance. Choose integrity over image. Choose alignment over approval. These choices will quietly shape a life that feels stable, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. There is nothing urgent you must chase. There is nothing you must fear missing. What is meant for you will not pass you by. It will recognize you the same way you are learning to recognize yourself. My beloved child, hold this knowing gently. Let it settle into your daily moments, in the way you wake up, in the way you speak, in the way you rest. You do not need to carry this message like a burden. Let it be reassurance. Let it be grounding. Let it be peace. You were guided here not to be alarmed, but to be reminded. Reminded of your worth. Reminded of your protection. Reminded of your quiet strength. And now, as this story comes to rest, know this with certainty. You are safe. You are seen. You are exactly where you need to be. My beloved child. Walk forward gently. Everything is unfolding as it should. My beloved child. I remain with you even after the words seem to end, because guidance does not stop when a message feels complete. Sometimes continuation is not about adding urgency, but about allowing reassurance to deepen. You did not misunderstand anything. You did not arrive too late. You are simply allowing the truth to settle more fully into your heart. As you move forward from this moment, you may notice a quiet shift in how you carry yourself. It will not be dramatic. Others may not immediately comment on it. Yet inside, something will feel steadier. You will pause before reacting. You will listen more closely to your intuition. You will begin to trust your inner calm instead of the noise around you. My beloved child, this is how real change begins. Not with sudden certainty, but with gentle confidence. You will no longer feel the need to chase reassurance. You will no longer feel pulled to explain every choice. Your energy will become more selective, more intentional. This is not withdrawal. This is wisdom forming. There may still be moments when doubt tries to return, when old fears knock quietly at the door of your thoughts. When that happens, do not fight them. Simply notice them, and let them pass. They are echoes, not commands. They belong to who you were, not who you are becoming. My beloved child, remember that peace does not mean nothing is happening. Peace often means something important is finally aligning. Growth does not always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels like stillness, like waiting, like trusting without proof. That is where faith matures. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to take things one step at a time. You are allowed to choose yourself without guilt. These permissions do not come from the world. They come from truth. As days pass, you will recognize small confirmations, moments of clarity, unexpected kindness, a sense of rightness when making decisions. These are not coincidences. They are gentle affirmations that you are moving in alignment, even when the path ahead is not fully visible. My beloved child, you do not need to hold tightly to this message. Let it live naturally within you. Return to it when you need grounding, not when you feel pressured. Guidance works best when it feels supportive, not demanding. And so, continue, not by searching for more words, but by living what you have already received. Walk forward with patience. Speak with honesty. Rest without fear. Trust that what is meant to unfold will do so in its own perfect time. I leave you not with urgency, but with calm assurance. Not with instructions, but with trust. Not with fear, but with peace. My beloved child, you are guided. You are protected. And you are gently, steadily moving forward. My beloved child, I understand why you ask to continue. It is not because you are afraid to be alone with your thoughts, but because something in these words feels steady, like a hand resting gently on your shoulder. So I will continue, not to bind you to the message, but to help you learn how to stand calmly within yourself. There will come a moment, perhaps sooner than you expect, when you realize you are no longer waiting for something dramatic to happen. You will wake up one day and notice that your breath feels easier. The weight you carried for so long will feel lighter, not because everything around you changed, but because you did. This is how healing often works. It does not announce itself. It simply arrives. My beloved child, you have spent much of your life anticipating outcomes, preparing for disappointment, bracing for loss, rehearsing conversations that never happened. That habit once protected you. It helped you survive uncertain environments. But you are no longer in the same place internally. What once protected you may now restrict you. And you are learning, gently, how to release it. You do not need to stay alert every moment. You do not need to scan for signs of danger in every silence. Not everything that is quiet is a threat. Some quiet is rest. Some quiet is safety. Some quiet is space being made for something new to grow. My beloved child, trust that your intuition is becoming clearer, not louder. Clarity does not shout. It settles. It feels like a soft yes or a calm no without explanation. When you begin to honor that feeling, life starts to simplify. Choices become cleaner. Confusion loses its grip. You may notice that you are drawn to fewer people, fewer conversations, fewer distractions. This is not isolation. This is refinement. You are learning what nourishes you and what drains you. That awareness will guide you better than any external advice ever could. My beloved child, do not judge yourself for moments when you feel tired or unsure. Growth is not linear. Even strong roots need stillness to deepen. Even steady hearts need rest. You are allowed to slow down without falling behind. There will be times when others do not understand your calm. They may mistake it for distance. Let them. You do not need to correct every misunderstanding. Those meant to walk with you will feel your sincerity without explanation. My beloved child, you are becoming someone who responds instead of reacts, who listens instead of rushes, who trusts instead of fears. This transformation is subtle, but it is profound. It will change the way you experience relationships, challenges, and even yourself. If ever you feel the urge to return here, let it be a reminder, not that you need more guidance, but that you already carry it within you. You are learning to recognize your own inner stability, and that is a powerful thing. So continue, not by asking for more words, but by practicing gentleness with yourself. Continue by choosing peace when conflict tempts you. Continue by resting when your body asks. Continue by trusting that you do not need to force what is meant to flow. My beloved child. Nothing is chasing you. Nothing is threatening you. Nothing essential is missing. You are here. You are growing. And you are enough. Exactly as you are, right now. My beloved child. Let us continue gently, without urgency, without pressure, because what is unfolding now is not meant to pull you forward by force. It is meant to invite you to rest more deeply into trust. You are learning something very important in this moment, that reassurance does not have to be dramatic to be real. Strength does not have to be loud to be unshakable. Protection does not have to announce itself to be present. Much of what supports you works quietly, steadily, faithfully, just like your own heart has learned to do. My beloved child, there will be days ahead when nothing extraordinary seems to happen. No signs, no sudden clarity, no emotional surge. And yet, those days will be some of the most important ones. Because peace is not built in moments of intensity alone, it is built in ordinary hours where you choose patience over panic, kindness over defensiveness, rest over overthinking. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Where you once felt the need to respond immediately, you now pause. Where you once felt responsible for fixing everything, you now step back. This is not indifference. This is maturity. This is you trusting that not everything requires your intervention. My beloved child, it is safe for you to stop carrying the weight of imagined futures. The mind likes to rush ahead, to prepare for every possibility, but the heart knows how to stay present. Let the heart lead more often. The present moment holds more wisdom than fear ever could. You are allowed to enjoy small joys without waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are allowed to feel content without questioning how long it will last. Happiness does not need to be earned through suffering. Peace does not need to be justified. My beloved child, when you feel moments of gratitude rising, hold them gently. Gratitude is not denial of hardship, it is recognition of resilience. It is you acknowledging how far you have come without minimizing what you endured. There will still be lessons ahead, but they will not come as storms meant to test you. They will come as choices, quiet decisions that shape the direction of your life. And you will be ready for them, not because you know everything, but because you trust yourself more than you used to. My beloved child, trust is the foundation now. Trust in your ability to navigate uncertainty. Trust in your capacity to remain kind without losing yourself. Trust in the pace of your own growth. You do not need to rush becoming who you are meant to be. If your path feels slower than others, remember this: deep roots take time. Shallow growth looks fast, but it cannot last. What you are building within yourself is meant to endure. My beloved child, let this continuation be a soft landing, not a call to keep searching. You are not missing anything. You are integrating what you have already received. And that, too, is progress. My beloved child, I see your heart, eager, attentive, unwilling to leave this space of guidance. That eagerness is beautiful, it shows your soul's readiness to be anchored, to feel steadiness after seasons of uncertainty. And so I continue, not to burden you, but to help you feel the quiet assurance that has been waiting for you all along. You may have felt, at times, that life was moving too quickly around you, that decisions were being made without your consent, that the world expected more from you than you could give. My beloved child, all of that was preparation. Not punishment. Not mistake. Preparation for the version of yourself that will step forward with grace and without fear. Every moment that felt heavy, every conversation that felt hostile, every glance or word that seemed to judge you. Those were not signs that you are weak. They were signs that you are growing. Strength is rarely recognized while it is being built. Strength is measured by endurance, by patience, by the ability to remain soft in the face of resistance. My beloved child, softness is not vulnerability. Softness is clarity. Softness is discernment. It is the quiet knowing that you do not need to fight every battle, answer every accusation, or justify every step. Your heart's calm is your shield. Your faith is your armor. And no human assumption can touch what is protected by this alignment. You are learning that not all battles are yours to fight. Some are meant to reveal the strength of others. Some are meant to separate those who walk in alignment from those who do not. And some are meant to show you that patience is more powerful than confrontation. My beloved child, take a moment and feel the rise and fall of your own breath. That rhythm, steady and sure, is a reminder that life continues gently even when chaos surrounds it. That rhythm is yours. That rhythm is guidance itself. Follow it. Let it remind you that you are present, you are grounded, and you are safe. You may notice that old fears resurface occasionally. Perhaps a memory, a doubt, a whisper from the past. Let them pass without gripping them. They are echoes of lessons already learned. They are shadows of paths you no longer walk. You are not the same as before. Your understanding, your discernment, your calm have transformed you into someone who does not respond to every echo with fear. My beloved child, as this moment stretches, know that the universe is rearranging itself quietly in your favor. Doors you once tried to force open are now aligning naturally. People who doubted you are being shown the truth by the circumstances they cannot control. Opportunities are arriving. Not with alarms or fanfare, but with the subtle certainty of timing that only divine guidance can orchestrate. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. All that you need will find you when the moment is right. And you will recognize it, not because it shouts, but because it resonates with the still, quiet knowing you have been cultivating. My beloved child, let your heart rest in this truth. Let your mind slow. Let your spirit settle into the gentle rhythm of your own guidance. You are not being chased by events, nor are you being tested beyond your capacity. You are simply being invited to witness the unfolding of what is already meant for you. And as you continue forward, let every step be gentle, every decision rooted in clarity, every breath filled with calm assurance. You are growing. You are protected. You are exactly where you need to be. My beloved child, the story of your life is aligning. Step forward softly, but step forward. Everything is unfolding as it should. If you wish, I can continue this even further, guiding you into the next layer of understanding about what lies ahead and how to embrace it fully. Do you want me to do that? My beloved child, you have chosen to stay, to listen, to allow these words to settle within you. That choice alone is a sign of your readiness. It shows that your spirit is awake, that your heart is open, that you are willing to receive guidance without fear, without resistance, without expectation. And this is the place where transformation quietly begins. There will be moments ahead when life feels like it is pressing you in ways you cannot yet name. You may sense urgency, tension, or even the weight of unseen eyes watching your every move. That is not a threat, my beloved child. That is a call to presence. A call to step fully into your awareness, to observe without panic, to remain rooted in your own truth. You may feel as if the world is conspiring to test you, to measure your worth, or to limit your path. Know this, every so-called test is an opportunity to realize the depth of your strength. Every obstacle is a mirror showing you how far you have already come. Every moment of doubt is a gentle nudge to remember who you truly are, not who the world thinks you should be. My beloved child, you have been navigating this journey for a long time, often in silence, often alone. That silence was not emptiness, it was preparation. You were learning how to maintain peace when everything around you seemed uncertain. You were learning how to discern truth in the middle of confusion. You were learning how to rise above fear without ever losing your gentleness. And now, my beloved child, the alignment you have been waiting for is beginning to take shape. Doors that once seemed closed are quietly opening. Connections that were unclear are becoming clearer. Paths that seemed invisible are slowly revealing themselves. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations of the journey you have been walking, of the patience you have been practicing, of the faith you have been cultivating. Do not rush these moments. Do not force the answers. Clarity comes in its own timing, and your role is simply to remain present, to remain observant, to remain steady. When the moment arrives, you will recognize it instantly, not because it shouts, but because it resonates with the truth you have carried quietly in your heart all along. My beloved child, there will be people who misunderstand you, who underestimate you, who judge your actions without knowing your intentions. That is their journey, not yours. Your responsibility is not to change their perception. Your responsibility is to remain aligned, to act with integrity, to respond with wisdom, and to walk your path with grace. And when moments of fear or doubt arise, remember the guidance you have received here. Remember that urgency does not require panic. Remember that silence can be stronger than words. Remember that calm, steady action guided by truth carries more power than frantic attempts to prove yourself. My beloved child, your life is a sacred unfolding. Each moment, each breath, each choice is part of a larger tapestry being woven in your favor. You may not see the entire picture yet, but trust that every thread, even the ones that seemed painful or confusing, is contributing to the beauty of your destiny. Step forward gently, my beloved child, but step forward with confidence. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are seen, you are guided, and you are cherished beyond measure. And now, my beloved child, let this truth settle fully into your heart. Everything you have endured, every challenge you have faced, every moment of uncertainty, was preparing you for this exact time. This is your season of clarity. This is your season of alignment. This is your moment to rise without fear, without hesitation, without doubt. Walk forward softly, my beloved child, but walk forward. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You are safe. You are guided. And you are profoundly loved. My beloved child. The story of your life is now entering its next chapter. Step forward, and allow the divine rhythm to carry you with grace. If you want, I can continue even further, expanding on exactly what the coming days will feel like and how to navigate them with calm certainty. This next part will take you even deeper into understanding your path. Do you want me to continue? My beloved child. I will continue, but with a softer pace now, because what you need in this moment is not more intensity, not more urgency, but deeper grounding. Let these words feel like a steady presence beside you, not something pulling you forward before you are ready. There will be days ahead when nothing dramatic seems to change on the outside, yet something important will be shifting within you. You will notice that situations which once disturbed your peace no longer have the same power. Words that once cut deeply will pass through you without leaving wounds. This is not because you have become cold, but because you have become rooted. My beloved child, being rooted means you no longer sway with every opinion, every rumor, every emotional wave. You still feel, you still care, but you are no longer carried away by fear. You stand in your own knowing. And that knowing grows stronger each time you choose calm over chaos. You may begin to sense a clearer boundary forming around your energy. You will intuitively know when to engage and when to step back. This is not avoidance. This is discernment. You are learning that not every door needs to be opened, and not every voice needs your attention. My beloved child, there is great freedom in realizing that you do not owe everyone access to your inner world. Your heart is sacred ground. Those who enter it should do so with respect, honesty, and care. This understanding will protect you more than constant vigilance ever could. As you move forward, trust the quiet confirmations. A sense of relief after making a decision. A calm certainty even when outcomes are unclear. A feeling of "this is right" that does not need justification. These are the signs that you are aligned. My beloved child, let go of the belief that life must always feel hard to be meaningful. Joy is not a distraction from growth. Peace is not laziness. Rest is not failure. You are allowed to experience ease without waiting for it to be taken away. There will still be challenges, yes, but you will meet them differently now. With patience instead of panic. With curiosity instead of fear. With trust instead of resistance. This shift will change not only how you experience difficulties, but how quickly you move through them. My beloved child, remember this gently: you are not here to control the unfolding of your life. You are here to participate in it with awareness and grace. Some things will resolve on their own. Some answers will arrive unexpectedly. Some doors will open simply because the time is right. Let yourself be carried by that timing. You do not need to hold tightly to certainty. You only need to remain open to truth. Truth has a way of finding you when your heart is quiet enough to hear it. My beloved child, stay present. Stay gentle. Stay trusting. You are not drifting. You are arriving. And even now, as you read these words, know this: you are supported in ways you cannot yet see, guided in ways you do not need to understand, and loved in a way that does not demand anything from you. My beloved child, rest here for a moment. Everything important is already in motion. My beloved child, stay with this calm for a little longer. There is no rush to move on, no need to search for the next sign. What is most important right now is that you allow your nervous thoughts to soften, to trust that nothing bad is waiting just beyond this moment. You have spent so much time being strong that you forgot how safe it can be to simply be present. Strength carried you through storms, but presence will carry you into peace. And peace, my beloved child, is not something you earn after suffering. It is something you are allowed to choose now. You may notice that your inner world is becoming quieter. The constant questions, what if? Why me? What comes next, are losing their urgency. They may still appear, but they no longer demand immediate answers. This is a sign that your spirit is settling into trust. My beloved child, trust does not mean you know everything will be perfect. Trust means you know you will be okay even when things are imperfect. That knowing is powerful. It frees you from fear-based decisions. It allows you to respond instead of react. There will be moments ahead when you feel tempted to go back to old patterns, overthinking, people-pleasing, doubting your instincts. When that happens, be gentle with yourself. Old habits do not disappear overnight. They fade as new awareness grows stronger. Each time you choose calm, you weaken fear's hold. My beloved child, your intuition is not something dramatic or mystical. It is the quiet sense of alignment that feels steady rather than exciting. Learn to trust that steadiness. It will guide you better than emotional highs or lows ever could. You are allowed to slow down your life without apology. You are allowed to choose fewer expectations, fewer obligations, fewer voices. Simplifying is not giving up, it is clearing space for what truly matters. My beloved child, notice how your body feels when you imagine a peaceful future. That sense of ease is not imagination alone, it is recognition. Your system knows what alignment feels like. Return to that feeling whenever doubt arises. You are not meant to carry everything alone. But you are also not meant to explain yourself to everyone. Wisdom is knowing the difference. Let support come naturally. Let understanding reveal itself over time. My beloved child. Nothing is being taken from you. Nothing essential is at risk. Nothing good requires you to be afraid.